evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, a bit tired out. Been rushing all over the place, making sure things are in order before the stream. Just got off the phone with my mum. Unfortunately, when it comes to her, I can't wait for anything, sort of thing, so... Anyway, welcome back to Huts Gaming F1 League on F1 22. We're here at round 12 in Japan. I know we missed the last race, in which Jordan was the victor. And before that, Daniel99 won in Monza. We did that one. Today, though, we're in Japan, and it's anyone's guess who will be the victor today. TomTom still leads the way by quite a decent margin over Pookie. And then there's Jordan at NP3, who's closer to Pookie than Pookie is to TomTom. We shall see what he can do, what either of them can do. With only a few more rounds left in this season, they've got their work cut out for them to see if they can, if one or both can overtake TomTom, but at the minute, may be his championship here. Well, not today, but we'll see. What's the button again? No! One thing I've forgotten to do, bring up the stream on my phone. As temperamental as it is, I've just turned off the Wi-Fi when I meant to put the phone on vibrate. Me moron. I are moron. However it goes. Apparently I watch that all the time and I don't remember it. Right, let's bring up the stream on the phone for the chat. However it goes. Of course, we've got to go through the mandatory advert. Of course, we've got the black screen. Just for a brief second, whilst I do some final adjustments. $15 drivers. Unfortunately, with the game as it is, not everyone is a great big fan of this game. It has its issues, and I've gone back over some of the older games as of late. Been recording footage for some videos of for my own YouTube channel for a future when I have the F1 23 game. I'm not a fan of the old driving, of some of the older driving. Which one? F1 2010 and F1 2011. I hated driving on those, but F1 2010 actually has a remaster. It's a mod, so it's not an official remaster. You can find it. It can. I don't know if it would work on a PC CD copy or the Steam version. It comes with its own sort of cracked version of the game. But I didn't download that, even though, yeah, hang on. I'm not advocating for piracy here, even though the game is 13 years old. I do have my own PC copy of the game. I just created a complete full copy, so actually I guess it does work on on the PC version of the game. Never mind me dumb. But there we go. If you want the F1 2010 remaster, you can get it without getting the cracked version of the game, though I guess it's less morally corrupt if you already own a copy of the game. I don't know. Let's just not go into that, shall we? Where was I? Ah, yes, they're talking about the handling on the previous games. On F1 2010 Vanilla, it's not. I don't like it. The remaster mod does improve that. F1 2011, not great. 2012, 13 and 14, actually pretty decent. F1 2015, not so much. F1 2016 could be better. F1 2017, quite nice, but a little bit twitchy. 2018, quite nice, a little floaty. 2019, I've not been a massive fan of it for a long time. F1 2020 as well. Some bits about it that I like, some bits that I don't. I actually quite liked the handling on F1 2021 and F1 22. As we're just seconds away from starting the qualifying session here in Japan. Oh dear. Yeah, the handling they had in this game at launch was... I don't know if it was great, but it was pretty good, at the least. I liked it. I think everyone else liked it too, and then they changed it and made it a bit worse. I mean, I don't have too much trouble with the handling as it is right now, but everyone else is complaining about it, so I guess it must be bad. Any doodle. 8 seconds. Let me open up a chocolate. Just snack on. Right. So 17 drivers. 2 of them are on the Origin or EA app. I hope that they've found the ways to bypass using the EA app, because it's not great, if I'm honest. Origin does some things a lot better, and it just makes no sense why they replaced it. Oh. I know why that is. Hang on. I know why that is. Give me a second. It's set to Assetto Corsa still. Capture any full screen application. Let's see. Is it gonna work? It's full screen, I don't know. There we go. Apologies. Last thing I streamed was Assetto Corsa Competizione, so... we haven't... yeah, that was... a little while ago. So, the first car out was an Alpine of Gruffle. First man out on track, so I reckon it's about time we watched him for a while. Car number 32. Let me just check I'm working, actually. Yeah, they am working, definitely. Okay. Because as soon as you see you've got a black screen... just had to make sure that I wasn't completely silent either, as Gruffle will be the first man to start a flying lap today around the Suzuka circuit. And hopefully he sets the benchmark. Yellow flag in sector 3 as cars are slowing down. Into the S's, Gruffle goes. not the most forgiving sector of the track. Not my favourite sector either. Into Degner 1, and he invalidates. Okay. Who's next along the... It's going to be Big 6, 33.5 through Sector 1. Through the hairpin. And then... I forget what the name of this curve is. Honda curve, maybe? As Bengal has retired. Oh. 5 place grid penalties? What? For collisions? Something has gone really wrong. There's chaos going down in the Dunlop curve. Some drivers have had some incidents. What has happened to Bengal? He's off in the corner there. Chaos has unfolded as Big 6 sets a 1:31.3 as the benchmark for everyone else to beat. Next across, it's going to be TomTom on an outlap. Now, TomTom, championship leader, he's one to watch. Oh, massive snap of oversteer. Has to back out as Angel and then Sork have trounced Big 6's time as Angel goes round. But he's already set his lap time, so he's fine. Tropical has just gone P4, slowest man so far. Mercy on his flying lap here. Groffel going for another lap attempt by the looks of things. Heading towards 130R. Nicely does it, and into the final chicane. Fun fact, this little secondary chicane used to be the original chicane, which is where Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna came to blows in 1989, as Groffel has set a 1:31.5. We've had a spin for Big Jabber in the S's, in fact, at the just before Dunlop. Mercy approaching Sector 2, 1:13.569, nicely through 130R. Hard on the brakes, into the chicane. Bit wide at the apex. Makes up for it through the second half of the chicane. Oh, a bit of a... possibly a little bit of a slide as he goes P3. 130.5. But still almost 4 full tenths slower than Sork. Off the pace, that is. Yeah, 0.428. So... closer to 4 rather than over 4 or near 4. Daniel, race winner from Monza from 2 weeks ago. The last league race for the season that was broadcast on the channel. That wasn't Assetto Corsa. He's on his way out. TomTom also coming out to go for it again as Simo has retired. And it looks like he's lost it. Yeah, he's lost it through Dunlop. Pookie, meanwhile, coming through Degner. Currently P2 in the championship. Didn't catch what his Sector 1 time was like. I don't really have a reference for Sector 2. Aside from one time, Mercy's 1:13 or whatever it was. I can't remember it, even though it was literally about 2 minutes ago. Exiting Spoon. I love that it's called Spoon. I guess it does look a lot like a massive ice cream spoon as 1:13.1, an entire second quicker than his previous best. I did think that a 1:32.1 wasn't quite a Pookie time. And I wonder if you can put this Ferrari in a place that a real Ferrari has not gone this season so far, or since quite some time since last year. 1:30.0 provisional pole, almost exactly 0.044 ahead of Sork. Unfortunately, it's 0.045, which isn't as satisfying. Daniel has just started his flying lap. I love that I switched away from the onboard camera to the broadcast camera just for it to put me back on the onboard camera and not give me the choice of... Love it. Ooh. Just remembered, I've got the performance mode still off as Jordan now sets an... wow! 1:29.477. Absolutely blitzed Pookie's previous best. Watch Daniel here for now, but TomTom, he's one to look out for. We know that Pookie did a 1:13.1 through Sector 2. What can Daniel do? 1:12.8. So this looks like it's going to blow Pookie's time out of the water. We've got TomTom behind as well, as Daniel takes a lot of the inside of that apex there. TomTom across the the Sector 2 time is 1:12.552 as Daniel goes P2. 1:29.7. TomTom looking to at least match Jordan's time here. What can he do? He goes a 10th and a half quicker than Jordan. Never a bad idea to look out for TomTom. It's always a safe bet. As we have Shankstar coming out of the pits. I believe that's Shankstar. Yes, indeed it is. On his out lap, Reese on a flying lap. He's got a bit of traffic in front. Gets out of the way. Into the hairpin. Yellow flag ahead. There's been a spin for Ferrari. Nope, it hasn't spun. It's just got out of the way. It's the only Ferrari. That's Pookie. Into Spoon. And out of Spoon. Takes a nice amount of the exit curb. And down the back straight here towards 130R. 1:14.2. Not a great time. So definitely going to be in the lower echelons of the grid. And across the line in the 1:31.3. That's enough for P11. Lateral Fusion about to start a flying lap as well. Currently hasn't got a representative lap on the board. Only has a 1:41.1. Someone else who needs to get another representative lap on the board is Big Jabber. Currently has a 1:55.897, which would be a pretty good time if he was driving around Spa in a 1992 F1 car, I think. Shankstar begins his lap now. We've got Biscuit, who's gone 2.5 tenths quicker than his previous best. Into the chicane. Nice amount of inside curves on both apexes of the chicane. Takes a wider route. 1:30.6, improves by a little under 2 tenths. Up to P8 now. And we've got Tropical, who's coming into the pits. Reese on his in-lap. Shankstar. Very careful very close to invalidating there, as Jabber is finally out of the pits. through the long right-hander of the Honda curve, I'm going to call it, even though it's probably not its name, and into Spoon. Now, what's his Sector 2 split time going to be? We've got a yellow flag as something has gone wrong. 1:14.1 for Shankstar, so it's not going to be a particularly great time for the second Haas car here. Not sure what happened. What was going on? Shankstar across the line in a 1:31.0 up to P11. Oh, we've got Big 6! And he's lost his rear wheel. Big crash in the S's. His teammate, Jabber, has just gone slower, apparently. But now he's going for it. Jabber, not someone we often focus on. He's not the fastest driver around. And he'll be wanting to avoid what his teammates just did. You need to be careful on the curbs, especially in the S's, because they don't like cars here, the curbs. I mean, it was especially bad on F1 2020 and 2021. But on 2022, it's a little bit better, but not so much. I mean, the curbs in F1 2021 were just evil. Here, better, as the McLaren gets out of the way. I think that is Angel on his outlap. As Jabber flies through. Well, he was lucky to not break his car like Jabber did, but losing it on the X's of Spoon is not what he needed. And now he needs to try and get to the pit lane as quickly as he can. He's got 3 minutes to set a lap time here. I mean, he has a lap time, but it's not representative. And with that broken front wing, it's not going to be the quickest of trips. That's very, very... Yeah, he feels the pressure. Doesn't have a huge amount of time. And it takes about a minute for him to be wheeled back into the pits. Daniel on an outlap. His car is looking very dirty already. Somehow. Pookie on an outlap as well, I think. No, it does seem like he's going for it. But it said his Sector 1 time was 8 seconds slower. So he's definitely not pushing too much. Mercy also on an outlap. He seems he's had an off-track excursion because he's leaving dust in his wake. It's difficult to figure out who to watch here. Groffel is about to start a lap, and Big Jabber, I think, is going to miss out here. He doesn't have enough time. So, yeah, Jabber has unfortunately lost out. Pookie has just started his final flying lap of the session. Coming through the S's. We need to keep an eye on his sector split times. See if he can improve. 1:30.043 for him at the minute. Only good enough for P5. He is a good 0.3 off of Daniel's best time, and he's a second down. He's not improving. What the hell? Okay. Noises going on in the house. Sorry that took me out of the stream for a second. Can Pookie make up the time? Oh, he's actually lost an end plate, so I don't think he realises that he has damage on his car, which is going to be harming his pace here. And yeah, his Sector 2 time is going to be miles off yellow flag in sector 1, as we've got, I think that's Jordan going slowly, as well as there was a McLaren going slowly. That's Angel, currently 130.4, currently P7, and Jabba has missed out on setting a proper flying lap time here. He's going to cross the line anyway, but he's out of the session. TomTom also a second down. In fact, he's invalidated. So Jordan in for a good shot for pole. What can he do? Through sector 1, he's up by 1.129 over a second. That is good pace. We should take a look at the... If he kept up that pace, he would take pole by 0.02 of a second. No, that's not what I want. It's going to be make it or break it through the final 2 sectors on the edge of control, the edge of the tracks as well. The track, the white line. What can he do through sector 2? What's it going to be? He's up by almost half a second. At this rate, all he has to do is competently complete sector 3, which isn't much of a sector. Jordan is almost certainly going to take pole here. He does by a comfortable half a second margin. First and so far only man into the 128s by 0.04 of a second. No one else has the pace to match that. To even come close. So Jordan takes pole. Mercy getting a 5-second grid penalty for having a collision or something. I have no idea if it was his fault or not. Pookie, with that damage, was unable to improve, and in fact he lost out by another position, I think, to ARX Biscuit. And for Tori, up into P5. So TomTom has his work cut out for him. This is not the easiest track to overtake around. So he has to try and get Jordan off the line if he can. Looking a little overcast. Wonder if it's going to rain later, or if it's going to clear up. Apparently, the game's forecasts are not reliable. We shall see as we get into the formation lap. We should be getting into the formation lap unless Jabba forgot again. Or whoever's hosting. I don't think it's Jabba who's hosting today. Yeah, we've got a formation lap this time. And it is looking very dark. I just can't help but think that it is going to start pouring down at some point. Simo taking his sweet time to leave the grid. taking the time to have a snack as Jordan looked like he was about to lose control. TomTom overtook. He thinks he's racing now, even though it's a formation lap. He's going for it. Look at the gap he's got. But that's going to hurt his tyres, I think. I mean, in real life it would. I don't know how the game does it, but he's going to line up first and should be losing tyre temperature as he waits for Jordan, the pole man. And of course, if this was real life, he would be in a heap of trouble for doing this. Anyway, rest of the grid gradually forming up. Taking their time, but we're getting there. And gotta love that I still can't look at the proper cameras. Oh dear, Fusion hasn't lined up correctly. But here we go. The grid should be formed up. There we go. 5 lights are on. And they were held for a long time. It's lights out and away we go. And Jordan has already got a pretty decent start. And I think, oh no, there's a crash! Already Tropical out before the first corner and immediately VSC. Angel was also caught up in that. He's lost his front wing and it's been converted into a full safety car. Of course, I don't know that. It just says yellow flag in sectors 1, 2 and 3. Reese, I think, is having some kind of internet connection issue as he's just left the session. Yeah, on the last game it used to say safety car, now it just says yellow flag in sectors 1, sector 2 and sector 3. Because clearly you don't need to know exactly what kind of safety car it is. It could be a space car for all I know. Space car, like the Jetsons. So safety car waiting at turn 3, whilst the mess caused by Tropical and Angel is cleared up. Forgot to look at tyres actually. Large majority of the drivers on the mediums. Jabber, Bengal, Big Six and Pookie starting on the hards. Angel down 9 positions. Everyone below position 6 has gained at least 1 position. Simo started dead last. He's already up into 13th. Up 4 positions already. Fusion also up by 3. But the top 6 have not had a position change. There we go. I was sitting in darkness, otherwise I had to turn on my light. Right, so Angel has pit for his new front wing. He'll be catching up momentarily. So we should have the safety car coming in this lap if we're lucky, if he can catch up quickly enough. Jordan still leads from TomTom, Swark, Daniel, Biscuit and Pookie. Oh no, we've had another crash! And it's Mercy who's gone off this time. Didn't see what happened, but yeah, safety car not coming in this lap. Especially because Angel, I think, took a bit too long to catch back up. Gotta love first lap incidents. Especially the safety car that quite buggy. And evidently people decided they wanted to keep it despite how buggy it is. Like when it comes out for no reason whatsoever. Or you have a massive shunt and you just get waved yellows. Or you have just a single front wing fall off and that's a safety car. It's like the FIA in real life though. I mean, we decided to red flag the race today twice for debris, gravel, and wheel rim bits. All they had to do was send a man onto the track and pick up the tyre. That's all they had to do. When was the last time we saw a McLaren leading a race? Oh, I remember. Oh. 2021, the race after Monza. Could have been 2 McLaren victories in a row. Yeah. Muscovy 2021. Kingdom of the Muscovites. Are we going to have the safety car come in this lap, please? Oh god, Jordan getting a bit too racy. I thought he was going to slam into the back of it, and then... Oh, come on! Another lap? Oh, now it's going in. You know, I have had a time when the safety car passed the pit lane and then decided, oh yeah, I'm going to come in now. That was back on 2018 as TomTom gets a massive run on the restart, but he's not having the luck that he needs. And we've got Pookie passing Biscuit for position. Pookie up into P5 around turns 1 and 2. Daniel on the tail of Sork in the Williams, currently positions 3 and 4. Biscuit gonna try and do his best to get back past Pookie. He's right behind, but Pookie also trying to make his way past Daniel. It's funny how we only had 2 race winners right up until 2 weeks ago in Monza, when Daniel finally broke the string of TomTom and Pookie victories as Fusion Biscuit going onto the grass. That's not going to help his tyres out too much. So the guys positioned 1 and 2 in the championship haven't won a race for 2 weeks. And currently, it's looking like we're going to get our first repeat winner who isn't called TomTom or Pookie. Jordan may be about to make his mark on the championship. Things are still all to play for. But Jordan definitely knows he's not out of the woods just yet, because TomTom, right behind, he's got the slipstream, and we know he's a fast driver. Bit of a reshuffle going on as Shankstar going down the order. He's lost it at turn 1. That is not what he would have wanted to have happen. And TomTom actually making some decent inroads through the second sector. Not second sector, what's it called? Fusion makes a mistake through the S's as well as Big Six. Oh dear. Oh dear. Back where they started. Which it would be a great thing if they started positions 1 and 2. Not so great when you started positions 13 and 14. So now Big Six under threat from Shankstar, who had that spin. Already gaps starting to form. Daniel not able to keep up with the leading trio. Already a second behind Sork. Though definitely seems to be a little bit faster through the straights. Sork closer to TomTom than TomTom is to Jordan. Well, he was briefly. Gaps very similar between the top 3 even. Daniel definitely pretty fast in a straight line. Alfa Romeo definitely can shift. The gaps are now sort of forming definitely with Reese. 2 seconds shy of Biscuit ahead. And another 2 seconds back to Groffle, currently P8. Let's hope he doesn't bottle it. We've seen him do that a lot. Though he seems to have turned a new leaf as well. Then we've got another 2 seconds back to Bengal. And then another almost 2 seconds to Simo, who's gone from position 17 and last to P10. So he's got points. Oh no! Bengal's just gone off. We're going to have another safety car, I think. Yes, we do. That's a very unusual place to crash. It's not a place you see crashes happening a lot. And Daniel managed to get past Sork. I don't know what happened. Didn't see it. Oh dear. Well, we're just going to be waiting for people to catch up. No one else has damage. It's just that one Williams that crashed. It needs to be cleared up. We'll probably have 1 or 2 laps of this as TomTom comes in for a pit stop. First man to do so, Simo, also in for a pit stop. TomTom, I imagine, has just put on hard tyres. Indeed he has. Simo will also likely be putting on hard tyres. Oh! Simo putting on inters. Now he probably thinks it's going to rain. Maybe rain is on the horizon, but either he's being... Maybe this is a big brain moment, or maybe he's fudged it. Like, I don't know, maybe he meant to select hards, but he went to inter by mistake. Or maybe he's just made a really bad call. No rain expected, so either he has... I don't know what he's done here. If he comes into the pits, then he's made a mistake. Oh dear. I mean, it could also be a glitch on my end. Maybe he's actually on hard tyres, but for whatever reason, it's showing it as inters. I guess we're going to find out in about 30 seconds' time if he catches up to the rear end of the pack. A safety car might decide to dart into the pits again. as it goes through the chicane, or we might get another lap of this. Keep an eye on what the safety car does. It is staying out. So where is Simo? Yes, he's coming in. He made a mistake. Oops. So all that hard work, he was in the points, and he's obviously flubbed it somewhere. And of course we've got the the pit crew issue still. Look at that. Dutifully waiting their cars several laps in advance. I hope they fix that pit crew bug. It's not something I think I've ever seen in any of my previous F1 games. It just it just appeared with the last patch, and they haven't fixed it yet. They T-pose in the pit box. Even if you're just having a 3-lap race. Anyway, the safety car, pace car if you're American, the pace car should be coming in this lap. Boogity 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 boys, let's go racing, or however. What's his name again? Daryl Waltrip? Yeah. I only heard of him because of Cars, the movie. You know, the weird one. Safety car is coming in this lap, and it's pulling away at a much more sensible time, just before 1:30R. TomTom, currently in P11, on fresh, hard tyres. I wonder if this is the big brain move. We shall find out. We're going to turn off the telemetry, and racing resumes. Sork being chased down by Pookie, who's already making the move, or trying to make the move. He's slotting in behind. He's just not able to make it stick before turn 1. Oh! Big tank slapper. He's going to have to left off a little bit. He's lost a little bit of time. We almost saw Pookie's race end in tears. Fortunately, he's able to keep going, but that's allowed Biscuit to be put back into striking distance. Meanwhile, Reese already a second adrift of the cars in front, which could allow Groffle, who's now P7, to get back, well, to get some even better points than before. Meanwhile, TomTom has 2 Red Bulls in front of him. Fairly familiar sight if you're a Mercedes driver right now. But in this case, the Mercedes is kind of equal to the Red Bull, but is being driven by a far superior driver. Jabber! Oh no! Jabber goes off! And he just made a nice move on Angel too. Angel looking like he's going pretty slowly. Under threat from Big Six. And TomTom has a front row seat to the proceedings. But Big Six has to back off as Jordan sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1:33.278. I hate that camera. What's the point of showing a camera that's staring back at the driver? I don't care. This one's not much better either. Just give me off-board cameras. That's the whole point of... So Pookie, meanwhile, is keeping Sork honest. Keep an eye on the driverless as TomTom gets past Big Six. I think because Big Six has had another moment at Dunlop. Oh dear, this is not going too well for the Red Bulls today. Pookie has made a bit of a gap to Biscuit behind, already a second ahead. So that gap is, of course, fluctuating. DRS will be activated on the next lap as TomTom has just got past Angel, but only because I think Angel has had a mistake somewhere. It's also allowed Fusion to get past, and now TomTom has a bit of clear air to the car in front, which is the Alpine of Gruffle. I have another bloody moth attacking me. Dun, 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 dun. Go away! It's a tiny little thing. I didn't get it. I don't know where it's gone. Bloody hell. Mothra! Go away! Oh, bollocks. I just smashed it on my computer screen. Which is not great, because I didn't exactly want to smash my computer screen. I don't like... At least I didn't break the computer, but now it's got a moth squished all over it. So, apologies, I'm going to have to look at someone briefly and then find something to clean up the dead moth from my computer. I don't even have my window open. Bloody things must be breeding in my bloody clothes. Give me a second. It's completely dry. Completely useless. Right. I got the moth off my screen, now I have to go wash the cleaner off my fingers, so... Right. cleaned up the moth, we can get racing again. Sort of. So, it looks like Jordan has made a pit stop by the looks of things. Pookie has just gone half a second quicker. Missed it. Bloody hell. Yes, Jordan has made a pit stop. Daniel into the pits now. As Pookie sets the fastest lap of the race, 132.6. On 13-lap-old hard tyres, and TomTom he's undercut Jordan, who's currently in P10. So TomTom in effective lead of the race at the minute. I think. Oh, yellow flag. What's going on? We've got Angel spun at turn 1/2/whatever. No need for a safety car, just a yellow flag as he tries to make his way back onto the racetrack and does so right in the way of a Haas. Sork being very adventurous on soft tyres. So TomTom, and look at this, Shankstar into P3. Could Shankstar be about to pick up an unexpected podium? Well, the race is long, there's still some time to go, and he's got Simo for company behind him, who is looking pretty shifty at the minute. His tyres 1 lap fresher. Could he make the move at 130? Oh no, he's going to lift off. Yellow flag around. Oh, Pookie has had a spin or something, and that's allowed TomTom into the lead. Oh dear, Pookie was absolutely flying, and almost went literally flying as Simo with the DRS Open takes a little bit of a slipstream from the Haas of Shankstar. Says thank you very much. I'm into effective P2 of the race right now. Unfortunately, because I didn't catch what happened to Jordan, he's just been overtaken by Sork. But the soft tyres on the Williams cannot last. But I think he'll be going on to mediums later on when the softs inevitably fall off the cliff. So that early pit stop from TomTom has played into his hands pretty beautifully. And now he's got a 3.5 second lead over Pookie, whose tyres are a few laps older. Pookie has been on these tyres since lap 1. He'll be stopping. I don't know when he'll be stopping. A couple more laps, I think, and then he'll put on some mediums. Ooh, that's a bit of desync there. Looked like he was going to come into the pits, and then looked like he was spinning off or something. Simo has already made a nice gap to Shankstar as Sork sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but that's because he's on those medium tyres. The pace cannot last, but at the minute he's got an extra point to his name, and he's making some rapid inroads on the AlphaTauri of Leral Fusion. It's gonna be no contest. 2-lap-old pretty fresh mediums versus 9-lap-old kind of shifty looking hards. Into the Degners. Sork goes. The gap has already closed just through the S's and Dunlop alone by about 0.6 of a second. He has the grip through the corners and the traction out of them. This is going to help Sork. It's going to help him in the short term, but in the long run, I just can't see them working out. and he's actually gone wide a bit there. Got a bit of the dirty air. Yellow flag in Sector 1. Big Six has had another mistake through the S's. Don't blame him. Can't say I haven't made the same mistake or had the same sort of error as Sork. Looks like he's going to make the move into the chicane. No, he bumps into Fusion. Not sure how he could outbrake himself there, as Jordan has actually managed to catch up a bit. Or at least has been keeping pace with the car in front. Those hards having come into their own. Gonna be less grippy than the medium. The medium's the softs at this point, I would imagine, but the soft tyres will be rapidly running out of usable life. And of course, he's got a bit of a mobile chicane in front of him. AlphaTauri is not going to want to relinquish the position quite so easily as Sork would like, especially through the Degners. You can see the difference in pace, 7/10 slower behind the AlphaTauri, as there is another bloody moth. Mothra has laid her eggs in my room. Where's Godzilla when you need him? Actually, no, Mothra's a good guy, so where's King Ghidorah? I've got a moth problem. Oh, you can see how detrimental being behind Lero Fusion this is for Sork. He's desperate to get past, and he's making the move before 130R. He had to get past, but that's going to gift Fusion. That was very close with Jordan, but it's going to give Fusion the DRS down the main straight. Sork, so desperate to get past, he decided to forgo the DRS, the drag reduction system. Can Fusion take the position back? No, and that's going to solidify his position behind the Williams, and now he's got the orange McLaren behind to contend with as well. As Big Six keeps having spins, his tyres are cooked. By the looks of things, as Fusion spins right in front of Jordan. He was pushing too hard. I think he may have touched the curb on the inside. It's one of those curbs that hates cars, and he's gonna make it a little bit too difficult for his teammate Biscuit to get past. Oh, and Biscuit also almost going round. So the two AlphaTauris have the Alfa Romeo of Daniel for company. Fusion still going to be that roadblock for Daniel. Going to maybe provide a bit of that teammate support to Biscuit, although it looks like he's maybe trying to get past Biscuit. He's racing his teammate here, but it can't last. His tyres are a few laps older, and Daniel getting closer. Someone who's also pretty close to the car in front. Sork looks like he's going to make the move on Shankstar, and Shankstar loses effective P3, which puts Sork back into essentially the podium positions. Oh, it goes a bit wide though. It has a bit of a slide. Fortunately, didn't get slammed into by the car he just overtook. And now he can make some ground on the cars behind, but there's been a spin ahead. But maybe not a spin, the car has got going pretty quickly. But Simo, 18, had a moment through Dunlop, and that's allowed Sork to close the gap to 2.5 seconds here. Jordan also managed to get past. In fact, yeah, I remember Fusion had that spin, and now he's right on the tail of Shankstar. So Shankstar's going to lose 2 positions in the space of a single lap here. And Jordan makes the move just before Spoon goes a little bit wide. He's going to have a potential warning on his hands there. Speaking of penalties, none dished out so far. Sork will be closing the gap to Simo ahead as much as he can, but I think his soft tyres finally starting to tire out after 6 laps of flat out pushing. He's losing out down the straights, 2.9 seconds. I wonder if Simo has just dumped his energy as Big Six has had another spin. Simo actually has plenty of energy to play with. So maybe Sork's tyres are just that out of touch. Not out of touch, that's not the wrong word. 7 laps to go, and Pookie still has to make a pit stop. He's stretched these hard tyres about as far as he can really go. He's going to have to make a pit stop, and I reckon he'll go into softs. So there's no way he can keep P2 here. And Sork definitely losing touch. He's just not able to keep up with Simo. And this could allow Jordan, the pole sitter, back past. Though the Williams does have about 20% more energy to play with. The gap has closed in front of Sork again. But Sork now definitely under pressure as Pookie has just made his pit stop. And he's going to run the final 6 laps of the Grand Prix on soft tyres. But he's going to lose a lot of positions before he can do that as Big Six has retired. I think he's done that in the pit lane. And Pookie comes out in P8 and immediately has a slide. A tank slapper, and is now behind Fusion. It's currently P9. Sork now 3 seconds behind Simo, who's looking pretty sure of a P2 at the minute. He has made a pit stop. He's made 2 pit stops actually. As Big Six's car comes back out onto the track, we won't be getting a safety car for that. We never do. And yeah, Sork, I think, is now driving more defensively than he is offensively, as Groffel is the first man to pick up a time penalty here. But with the gap behind being 30 seconds, he's going to be fine in that regard. Oh no, Groffel has actually gone off! And Groffel could change the race here! He has! We have another safety car! And TomTom has just passed the pit lane! Simo is going to be getting a free pit stop here. It would be unwise not to take it. This is going to actually help Pookie a little bit. Look at the pit crew halfway in, halfway out. This is going to change things. It's actually giving Sork the ability to put on a fresh pair of soft tyres. This has gone drastically wrong for TomTom, I think, though he might actually get the chance to... Oh, this could be... We have to see how things play out here. Everyone pitting. Oh, Simo! Simo has made the mistake of crossing the pit exit line too early. And Pookie smelling potential victory here. He's got 30 seconds to TomTom in front. He still has to follow the Delta. And he's not being allowed to go as fast as he would like, which is going to give TomTom the ability to pit. And Sork actually picks up a 5-second penalty now. So yeah, TomTom, the race is unfortunately not over for him. He's going to have a very nice margin to the car in front, behind even, to be able to make a pit stop. Because apparently following the Delta is too important. Go on, there's your super speed pit crew. And now they're stuck. Oh, no, they're not stuck. They're actually
going into the pits. I thought the Jackman was going to be stuck for a second, but nope. Yeah, the curb seems to have claimed Groffle. At least the curbs aren't like they were on F1 21, but 2021. Yeah. The Simo up 14 positions, but he's gonna potentially lose out a little bit with that 5-second penalty.
Very unnecessary penalty as well. All he had to do
was stay in the white line, and he just crossed it. I don't know what happened exactly, but rules are rules. And Sork also went too fast under the safety car, the Delta. So we have a familiar 1-2 here. Pookie behind TomTom. If Pookie had been allowed to push, TomTom would have been he would have been a sort of Abu Dhabi 2021 situation. He would have been forced to stay on the older tyres, potentially. Or, if he did pit, he would lose track position. But no, let's force the drivers to follow a Delta. Tyre check, everyone's on softs, mate. Everybody on soft. Well, actually, Sork on hards. I guess he didn't have a spare hit of softs. He used them too early. Reese also on a set of mediums. So no, I am mistaken. Not everyone is on softs. But everyone except 2 drivers are, so... And I can't... Sork is going to lose out. He used his softs too early. I mean, it's gained him some track positions in the short term, but the soft-shod runners behind him are going to be flying. Of course, we've got to wait for Jabber to catch up. He's just coming through the final turn onto the main straight. Everyone else is just going into Dunlop right now. He started on the mediums, so I don't think he had any fresh sets of tyres aside from hards. At least I think I'm pretty sure he started on the mediums, yeah. I think that's all you really get when you've got short qualifying. Just one set of each kind of tyre for the race. You're not allowed to choose like you are in real life. And I could swear, since F1 2020, the number of tyre sets available, I feel like it's gone down. Oh no! Oh dear! TomTom has just been punted off by Pookie. Pookie is almost certainly going to receive a penalty for that. Ow! And I've just received a penalty for having this massive freaking thing attached to my table. So Pookie is likely to take the victory on the road, but that's not going to be much consolation for TomTom. 3 laps to go. 25, 26, 27. Yeah. So Pookie, I don't think is going to be able to keep the race win here, which means we will see potentially Jordan take the win here, because Simo and Sork have 5-second penalties as Jordan passes Sork, but only because Sork has actually had a disconnection issue. That's gonna hurt. Oh dear. And Simo actually has a broken front wing, which is going to hurt Jordan here, but Jordan does get past, which means I think Jordan is going to win the race. It's not going to help TomTom, though. Pookie, though, I don't know what sort of penalty he would get for that. It would be an FIA thing, as TomTom does make his way back into the points, courtesy of Sork and Jabber. Oh, and Angel goes round as well. So now TomTom up into P8. This is going to hurt TomTom's championship. But depending on where Pookie gets penalised to after the race, well, we won't get the results today. It takes ages. But I'm thinking that Jordan is going to be a race victor today. And he's the rate he's closing on Pookie, he might well actually take the position on the road. 1:31.694, fastest lap of the race so far. What is the fastest lap other than before? It's actually 4 thousandths quicker than Sork's lap from a few laps ago. So, this is a pretty close fight right now, as we've got Fusion right behind his teammate. There's Simo struggling with front wing damage. This is for the final place on the podium. We're going to see, I think we're almost certainly going to see an AlphaTauri 2-3 here. We just need Simo to get out of the way. With that front wing damage, he is so slow through the corners. Yeah, he's missing the end plate there. And he's making that the widest Alfa Romeo in the world, but finally, Biscuit manages to get past TomTom in P6. He's right behind Simo, mighty fast in the straight line. And in fact, TomTom looking like he could take the final position on the podium here. Pookie sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix onto the final lap of the race. There is no DRS enabled, as there's been a spin or something going on. Jabber has had a mistake. And TomTom did... Oh no! Simo's going round! And he oh god, Simo driving like he's driving like he expects his car to be fully working. He's going all over the place, and it's finally come back to bite him in the arse. Driving like in fact, he has just, I think, retired on track without doing so in the pit lane. It's not gonna affect the race, though. There will be no safety car. I don't think it'll come back to bite him in that regard. Jordan, very close to being able to take the victory on the road, but without any DRS. He's dumping his energy. So is Pookie. Pookie is still going to drive like he has the win on the line. I don't think he's going to be able to keep it after that safety car infringement. Jordan, though, going to push him across the line if he has to. Pookie will take victory on the road, but the real fight is behind for a potential P3, and TomTom is going to get the move after Fusion makes a mistake. AlphaTauri double podium was not to be. TomTom driving like a man possessed. I wish he had some of George Russell's reliability. What was too dangerous? TomTom's move on Fusion or Simo? I think you're referring to Simo there. But yeah, he was. I was actually expecting TomTom to not be able to get the position on Fusion, and I think Fusion. I think he only got the position because Fusion overdid it on the final corner. Well, Pookie will stand on the top step of the podium, but I don't think the victory is going to stand. I'm pretty sure the man in orange is going to take P1 here. And with the fastest lap of the weekend as well, that is going to be a hat trick, I believe, for Jordan. He got the fastest lap on the final lap of the Grand Prix, I think. Yeah, it's not a Grand Slam because he didn't lead every lap, but still. Few lap times. No, it was the penultimate lap he picked up the fastest lap. So, yeah, there we go. Jabba had 20-second penalty. What? Oh dear. There's also double points for Haas. P6 and P7 provisionally. Just need to see what will happen to Pookie. Right. So.
Let's see. Let us see. I don't think we'll be getting any FIA stuff immediately. So I'm just going to troll through the statements and see statements from previous races and see what sort of thing we could expect. Potentially 5-second penalty and a penalty point. So, there's a possibility that Pookie could get a quali ban for the next race. We'll see. There's not much precedent. It could end up being a 10-second penalty, so either way, it's almost certain going to hurt Pookie here. I'm pretty certain that Pookie's victory is not going to stand. So I'm going to treat that like Jordan has just won the race. In fact, let's look at the general. Let's see. Nah. It seems to mostly hang on. Yeah, it just seems to mostly be people raging at Simo for his driving. Nothing from TomTom yet. But yeah. There we go. So, with that victory, for put that assumed victory, I don't know what sort of punishment Pookie will get, but we'll just assume that he's not going to get any points from that. So, the calculator has changed. Yeah, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being dumb. 142 plus 26 even. 142 plus 26. He's going to be 168 points. So that would be 3 points shy of Pookie if Pookie doesn't pick up any points. But he'll... I think he will keep some points. Just not as many as he would have liked. But that's just going to further solidify TomTom's overall lead. 229. He picked up P4 on the road. It's going to be or was it P3 on the road? We'll assume it was P3. So 229 plus 15. Is it 15? Yes, it is 15. Plus 15. 244. Still a few races to go. At what point does it become insurmountable? I'm trying to work that out. We have a 17-round season. Let's look at the calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So his current gap behind, if we assume that Pookie doesn't pick up any points, 229, 244 minus 171. See, 73 points ahead. That's almost 3 race victories. If he can build that gap to 78 points minimum, actually no, if he builds the gap to 79 points by which round? If the gap is 79 points after Austin, TomTom is champion. Though I think we might have another sprint race. Yes, we have another sprint race. So, not quite champion, I think. Assuming he picks up maximum points from Interlagos, which is the final race of the season, which will more than likely be a sprint race. 8 plus... Not 1, go away. 8 plus 26 equals 34. Plus 26 plus 26, 86. So, if he can get the gap to 86 by Baku, which is round 3, which will be on the 23rd of April, he'll be champion. Unfortunately, the Austin round takes place on a day that I am unable to stream, because I'm going to be in Cardiff. So, yeah, that's I'm not going to be able to stream that one. And it could be the race where TomTom becomes champion. But we shall see. We shall see. In the meantime, however, that is it for the stream today. The next stream is more than likely going to be Assetto Corsa Competizione with a revised format on this coming Friday on the 7th at 7 p.m. 7 at 7, as Bruce Almighty would go. And then on the 9th of April, will be the Spa-Francorchamps round of the F1 season.
Until then, though, it's been a good stream. In fact, yeah, Pookie has just said he's going to self-report, so he's almost certainly
going to lose that position. But yeah, it's all Tom has to do. Gain 86 points over the driver in position 2 by Baku. It's going to be up to Pookie or Jordan to make the... Well, try and make the difference, but it's looking very unlikely for those two.
Anyway, it's time for me to disappear. It's been a fun stream. In the meantime, guys, have a good one. See you next week. Until then, have a good one and good night.